So,
Go for TTRPG.
oh, we're live now.
We're
But,
live now?
yep, I figured out the issue. You're not allowed to use the words Dungeons and Dragons in the tag.
Well, yeah, it's what?
And
Yeah.
hashtags?
Yep. That's what was stopping me from being able to go live.
Wait, have they laid claim to a hashtag now?
I don't know.
I think it's maybe the tag didn't exist or something.
No?
It's my best guess.
Because you can tag anything. But, no, I mean, like, the tags when you go put title and tags and go live, it wouldn't let me go live.
The tags are the hashtags that go underneath. Like, for example, High and Vipin's got no backseating under his.
Right. So, anyways, we're live. We're good. Everyone want to start their
They have a
introductions.
theme song now. Wait, no, all of it's copyrighted. Never mind.
You want a theme song?
Yes, we can do a theme song. Just don't do our names over and over again like that one series.
I mean, there are quite a few public domain songs we can choose from. But I'll start off. My name is Domino Effect 117. You can find me here on Twitch and eventually on YouTube when I re-upload these podcast episodes. And to my right, go ahead.
Who's on your right? To your left, on my side.
That's because you're blind.
You need to check your left and right. So I need to get you a rock. I think I need to get you a rock.
Get him,
What you see though?
get him a compass.
So what I'm hearing is not only do you need a rock, you also may need glasses.
I already have glasses.
You need stronger glasses.
No, I don't. I'm only partially blind on my left eye.
Only partially. You only need like quarter vision. You're good.
I can't see letters and whatnot.
Hey, same. Except mine came from being hit with a baseball bat upside the left side of my head.
Hey, TOS.
I fell really hard.
That part doesn't matter.
Just say you were part of a wrestling club.
I was playing baseball, but I was the baseball.
Fuck's sake.
At that point, is it baseball or softball?
Just say you were fencing.
I'll tell you, it wasn't soft.
Hey, paintballing. I had a classmate who lost an eye like that.
I mean,
He removed his goggles during the game.
I don't know what's more disturbing. The fact that I'm relatively okay now, vision wise.
Isn't DJ next to introduce?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a John Darren turn.
What?
Alrighty, hello everyone, I am Juntarin. I am your local Wolf Guardian VTuber, Guardian of the Earth. You can find me on both YouTube and Twitch over at Juntarin, though it's easier to find me on Twitch than YouTube these days.
And last on the list is the best DM that ever DM'd.
I wouldn't say that.
You take the compliment and you like it.
I'm not into BDSM, man.
Wait, is that BDSM or is that D&DSM?
Ooh.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, now.
Hey, that's a new subcategory. Oh, what kind of streamer are you? Oh, D&D? What was it you said?
D&DSM?
We gotta make that a thing. The internet needs to come together and make that a thing.
Currently, our thing is never getting through introductions.
Instead of whips and chains and shiny
Cringe.
things. Instead of whips and chains and shiny things, it's DOS goblins.
Everyone drink for every time we do not get an introduction going.
Oh, we'd be dead.
Listen, I'm not trying to get alcohol poisoning in minutes.
No.
Why you go with lesser alcohol?
Well, I think the only way I wouldn't be drunk by the end of the 1 hour that I'm here is if I was like, yeah, I'm totally drinking and I'm drinking water.
No.
That's cheating.
It's water in shots. Half shots.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle that much water though.
It's a lot of water, fam.
Anyway.
Anyways.
I had an introduction, now it's gone. I am Dragon, and I'll see you in your dreams.
Well then.
Wait, no, that's an outro, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit! I'm here to guide you to these fuckers. How about that? Oh, wait, no, that's swearing. Shit!
Don't worry.
Oh, you can swear.
You
There's
can
no rule
swear.
against swearing.
Hey, it's okay. We're not the
Your
FAA.
words I can use.
We're not on radio. It's okay. We can be adults here.
I'm the most brash. No, I don't think I would be brash. Everything goes martial artist. How about that?
Anything goes. Now,
Go too
today.
far, I'll shoot you.
Today's topic was brought up. Was it been a couple weeks?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Got it.
Maybe.
In the Discord. And it's how does. Let me revisit the question. I think it's how does character backstory affect the plot?
Or how you can integrate it.
How you can integrate it.
Player backstories and their impact on the plot.
Ah,
That's it.
better.
So we're gonna talk about that. I think it's important.
Jazz in the background.
Huh?
You kind of sound like a smooth jazz like announcer
Oh,
from radio.
thank you. That's called exhaustion.
Oh, it's called depression.
Thanks, it's the depression.
That too. But that's like spice, you know? It's like seasonal, like pumpkin.
Oh my
No,
god.
if it was anything spicy, guys, it would be rock and roll.
What? No, that's the spice of life, bro.
Just a dash. I think as a DM, when you are dealing with your party, I think incorporating your character's background, having something to do with the world, or integrating it into your world, helps build an investment.
Well, yeah, no, it builds investment. I'm not very good at it because I keep forgetting to read my players' backstories.
So,
But I've done it twice, 7 times to a specific player. But no, you have to integrate it to either have something to do with the main story, or having to integrate it into the world or other players' stories, where there's some twists in a line of story where something continues. I am horrible today.
no, you're fine.
No, I did not even understand what I just said.
Hey, this is a safe space for all of us to be idiots. It's okay.
Great, you have to dude. critique me, or else I'm not going to understand me even farther down the line.
So, I think that integration of a character's backstory is usually pretty easy because, especially in our little D&D group that we all DM in, yeah, 90% of the people that are players are either extremely unhinged backstories that like are super easy to integrate because not even they understand their backstory, or their backstory is like,
Oh,
okay, so
holy
my
shit.
backstory, my back,
Fucking hell, your volume.
it's
You
like
got close to your mic for once.
it's like hey, so my backstory is I woke up one night drunk at a bar, missing my leg. Somehow or another, my whole family is unalived. There was a female at the bar.
Is that your neckbeard
Apparently it was her
voice?
fault. Like literally everything is either just completely unhinged and off the wall, or everything's just like depression simulator.
I had a game once, and I asked everyone for backstories. Most of them come back with something simple, like they just, got old enough and they finally left their village and whatnot.
Okay, so they're
There's
elves.
like no substance there to intertwine, but it's something simple you can easily play. This one guy, though, he brought up a grand story, basically a chapter book story for me, and I'm looking at him going, how are you level 1? You apparently have become a dragon protectorate and a dragon slayer in the same weekend.
Wait, hold on. As a DM,
Extensive writer who's known throughout the world.
no, hold on. As a DM, I would let him be a dragon slayer. However, it's blown out of proportion. What he killed was like, those pseudo dragons that are tiny.
No,
No. The implausibility of the Dragon Slayer and Dragon Protector or Dragon Knight is that Dragon Knights cannot kill dragons. Well, Dragon Slayer must kill a dragon, even if it's a pseudo dragon, like you said, something simple, to become a Dragon Slayer. But he couldn't be both.
No, hear me out. You let him be a dragon slayer at level 1. Now, it's up to the party to roll insight on that story, right?
No. Sir, that one of the classes in the game was Dragon Slayer. He didn't choose it.
No, I understand that. But that got the wheels turning in my
I can't
head.
remember his class. What was it?
So, hear me out. So, if you have a player that's super passionate and hands me a chapter book like that, I'm going to take it. I'm going to skim it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't read every word sometimes.
A few times I did try to read it.
But I'll be like, oh, you want to be a dragon slayer? Cool. Awesome. Love it. You killed 2 dragons the size of a fairy, like Tinkerbell. And your job is to sell it like a used car salesman that you killed 2 massive behemoths.
Sir,
And just let them RP the heck out of that.
no, hold up, sir. You have to work with your DM to integrate it properly. I couldn't integrate that properly since the world I was creating wasn't completed or finished.
No. See what you do is you go, okay, so you want to be a dragon slayer and you want to be a dragon protector. Okay, so what you did is you protect the larger dragons by keeping everyone away because you don't get experience for being a coward. So basically running through the streets going, "A dragon is coming! A dragon is coming!" When there's no dragon, yeah, that's basically what you do. So you're a dragon quote-unquote protector in your own mind. You've twisted your brain. But you're a dragon slayer because you found a teacup dragon, because that is a thing.
Yo.
Actually, it was a coin
And-
dragon.
And you decided that it did not have the right to be called a dragon, and you killed it. So now you're a dragon slayer and a dragon protector. You're a dragon slayer because you only attack weak dragons. You're a
Sir.
dragon protector because nobody knows that you've never actually protected
The-
anybody from a dragon. You're just a
The
coward.
Dragon Slayer's swords would burn a Dragon Knight.
A Dragon Knight.
Yeah, I said Dragon Protector earlier. It's supposed to be Dragon Knight. It's been a
Okay.
while since I looked at the proper names, you know?
But he's not a true dragon protector or a dragon slayer. Technically, he has only slayed.
But that would
Weak.
mean changing the actual character's backstory, literally.
No.
That's why you have to communicate with
Ugh.
your player to lead it to work it out, because it wouldn't work on my part, and doing it your way would completely change his entire story.
How
I
would it-
just downright told him to change the story because that won't work.
I mean, I agree, but what?
Doing it your way
I'm
would
trying.
almost remove player.
I'm trying to,
anime.
I'm trying to twist my brain to understand where you're coming from, and it doesn't work because technically, he killed a dragon. Technically, he quote unquote protected dragons. He's not changing his story. Technically, he's not changing his story. He's just delusional.
Right.
Yes, but that would be changing his story from a man who did all these grand things to a delusional man, and the guy didn't want to play a crazy man.
Right.
He's not crazy.
But what we're
To
saying,
himself.
Just said delusional.
I think
Oh my
think me and DJ Tasm here are on the same page. Whereas we both came to the same conclusion, where you can in practice incorporate both. Now, getting back to that earlier premise of how to integrate backstory, the reason why I think it's important mainly is investment. You want your players to be invested in your world.
Yep.
And there's a couple of ways I, as a DM personally, do that. One, all of your choices have consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Consequence, by the way, for anyone listening, does not automatically mean bad. That's more of modern thinking, the consequences of my actions. But a consequence is defined simply as, something that results from something you did. So let's say a group of adventurers is going through, and they realize that the abandoned building they're in is a temple. Now, they could loot the place, right? But instead, they decided, hey, this is a temple. What god is this temple to? Okay, make them do a religion roll. They say, oh, we like that guy or girl, whatever. And they're like, okay, we're going to fix it up. And they decide to repair this temple. Well, that has a consequence, because you decided to rebuild the temple to a god that maybe stopped caring until you did so, and now possibly the party has gained favor because of it. You know what I mean?
Hold up. What does this have to do with backstory?
I'm getting there. So the idea is that all of your actions, inactions, whatever, cause consequences. Same thing with backstories. If you want to play the rogue that's beholden to no one except yourself, blah, 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 blah. Edgelord role. Okay. Well, the way I do it is I let the player come up with some of those background elements. Because my worlds, honestly, most of them, not literally, but figuratively, are cardboard cutouts that just look three-dimensional. And most NPCs have maybe, if I'm generous, 2 lines of background. And most of that is taken up with what they look like and maybe their alignment and maybe if they have a class or something like that. So if you let the characters sort of make the background, like I had a paladin that made a whole family tree. And I was like, cool, I'm down for it. Why? Because I, as a DM, don't have to work as hard. I can just incorporate those NPCs.
Having a family tree does make it easier on you.
And, I mean, that's more of like an extreme example. But even little things like you're a rogue, and I belong to a gang called the Three Fingers Gang. Just throwing out a random name. Okay, well, that wasn't a thing until you said that. Now I'm going to make that gang a thing, and I will make that gang relevant in the plot somewhere, right? Let's say you have a rogue that teeters on the edge of being good or evil, and you could have that gang pop up later in the story and be like, hey, we will give you everything you've ever wanted. You just have to kill insert teammate for us. And then that can cause conflict for that character. Like RP. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of where my brain went with that premise. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is, like, so that is a big thing here is quote unquote playing a crazy character. I don't want to play a crazy character. I want to play a crazy character. Blah 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 blah. If their feats are absolute bullshit, then let them be bullshit. Make them delusional. Because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if they've actually accomplished the thing. If they can sell the fact that they actually accomplished this thing, then by God, let them have it. Because there's no
They'd be playing nothing but a lie, good sir.
And
I don't want to damage my player's psyche that badly. Especially
you're not
in character
damaging psyche
creation.
though. You're not damaging psyche though.
You get everything you want. It's just not real.
No. See, your thing is as a DM, you're A B. Straight shot, no gray area.
I have
No.
gray area, sir.
Literally, you said that would make them delusional, and I don't want to damage their character.
You're the one who started the delusional term.
Because it still lets them have what they want.
And if it doesn't work within my world's lore, I'm not gonna let it happen.
But what? I'm trying real hard here. What lore is stopping them from saying that they killed a dragon?
Because they wanted to be a dragon knight and a dragon slayer. You can only be one or the other.
Then they're
Because
delusional.
one or the other would come after you. They wanted to be both.
Which is fine.
Which is why it's a deception thing.
Thank you. That's what I was saying. They're delusional. Then let both of them come after him.
Right, and then they'd be hunted down as a level 1 by an extremely powerful group.
Only
I
if
told
you
them
choose
that would
to
be a
have them.
problem.
Only
They
if
said
you
they
as
didn't want the
DM.
problem.
Only if you as DM choose to have them hunted down that early.
Yeah.
They're a famous writer. It's not
And?
that hard to hunt them down.
They don't have to truly be a famous writer. That could be part
That
of their
was in their
delusion.
backstory too, where they're a world-renowned famous writer.
So they're a
And
world renowned.
I can say I'm the greatest truck driver in the world.
Well,
If I
here's my thing.
convince you of that, it doesn't necessarily make it true.
Well, here's my thing
True.
also. Here's
But
my
they
thing
wanted
also.
to be a writer who can sell books, who have the active ability to do all this.
Well, so here's my thing then. Because that right there, great backstory plot line. They've written so many books about all these grand feats that in their mind, they've accomplished some of these feats. So they write about
wanted
them.
to physically accomplish the feats, not just in their mind.
And let them do it. Like,
As a level 1, you can't exactly accomplish half the feats that was in the book.
but you don't have to accomplish all the feats that are in the book.
But they wanted to. You're telling me that you couldn't accomplish them, so therefore you didn't, but you believe, so you did.
You realize that? Okay. I'm a last thing I'm gonna say on this. Okay, everybody, where does the paladin's power come from?
Their oath?
Mm-hmm. Their oath to what?
Depends on their oath.
But what dictates their oath?
Their own beliefs.
Thank you.
They weren't a paladin, though.
It's not. It doesn't matter if they believe that they accomplished all these things. Give them the quote unquote power to accomplish these things, but it's all fake. In their head, they think it's real. They're over here like casting fireball. But
And I don't want to gaslight someone like that. In the game, I can do it. But in character creation, that seems wrong to me.
That's why you pull them aside and tell them,
I did.
this is the best I can do. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like and unless it's like a very specific type of player, if you tell me, and I'm pretty sure Domino can agree with me, if I make a character like that and you tell me that the only way that I can quote unquote do that is if I'm Delulu, I'm selling that I'm Delulu.
Right. And I'm telling you, the player did not want to be Delulu.
And you tell them they can't do it.
Well,
That's what I did.
Okay. Well, here's the way I would handle that personally. Okay. You're not delusional. You firmly believe everything that you've said. Because here's the thing. The only difference between a delusion and reality is belief, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Now,
The
the
difference
paladin
between
thing.
delusion
No.
and reality is if it actually happened.
Here's the thing, right? If I firmly, 100 million, 5 gajillion % believe that something is true, right? It's
I
true
will not
for
be
me.
swayed.
Right, you won't be
Yes.
swayed. You see
There's
this
no
all the
backwards looking
time.
persuaded. It's still not technically true.
It's true to them.
And that's all
Right.
that's important.
But you're talking about delusion and reality. They would be delusional.
Okay.
I
But
don't
they-
want to put that upon a player who doesn't wish to be that.
But they're not delusional to themselves.
Correct.
They're just delusional to everybody else.
Right. And
It's the same concept as someone with a type A personality.
I don't know what type A personality
Type A
is,
personality are the people that are absolutely full of themselves. They're super competitive, and they literally want to compete over everything. And they think that they, in some extreme cases, are
They weren't that
the
personality.
shit. I'm
They
saying
didn't want a delusional character.
you-
They didn't want one who solely believed they did all this, but nothing actually happened.
Well, here's the thing. It happened for them. Okay, I'll give you an
They
example.
didn't want a character like that.
But they're not delusional. You're fitting both what they want and what you want.
What I wanted was not that.
Oh, okay.
Did you
Like-
not hear what I said earlier? When I told you, I told them to rewrite it. It didn't make sense to the lore and the story.
Which ultimately, that's the DM's discretion. You can cut it, say, no, I don't allow that, whatever. What we were trying to do is just provide examples where you could have potentially,
Yes, I know.
possibly, have incorporated
Yeah,
I
that
gave
while.
them those things. They said no.
Here's the thing. This is also for the people watching and listening. Is
Yes.
you gave an example. Everyone else provided a counter where you could have incorporated that if someone else listening to this is going through a similar situation in their own campaign.
Yes, I understand that.
But I do want to define the difference between reality and delusion because it can play a part.
Reality and delusion is something in your head and something that's real,
Okay.
not a personal belief.
Here's the thing. Okay. Because you've heard of
Because if
instances.
everyone believes the world is flat, that doesn't make the world flat.
Okay. Hear me out. I have a dream where someone stabbed me in the gut. I wake up bleeding. Did someone really stab me in the gut?
No, your brain over-exaggerated and produced the wound. It's an actual psychological effect that can occur.
That's my point. Right there.
But you weren't stabbed.
The point that I'm trying to make is that playing with what the character wanted or the player and the rules of your world, they're not mutually exclusive.
No, they're not normally.
And that's all I was trying to get at. You can say, nah, I don't want to do that, and that's fine. I'm trying to provide examples to anyone that might be watching this or listening to this later when I re-upload it to
Yes,
provide
so I
examples
give
for
my
them.
own examples.
Right. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm not upset at you, dude.
Okay. No.
I have that fucking annoying voice.
No.
It
No,
runs
you're
in the
good.
family. No, it seriously does. It's really annoying.
It's okay. Nobody
So,
runs in my
li-
family.
You have a running your family?
No, literally, my biggest thing was that technically, as long as there are dragons in the world, and they want to be a dragon, I don't give a fuck what.
Oh no, they were a steel dragon.
Well, I'm saying like
They were a dragon themselves.
like I'm just saying, like, if dragons exist in their world and they want to be a dragon, fucking anything, I don't give a shit. They want to be a dragon, freaking, I don't know, kumbaya-ist. I'm gonna figure out how to make them a kumbaya-ist.
No, sir. Being a dragon is an option in my game.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I'm saying, like that. That's all I was saying is technically, as long as I don't break their character, I can be like, hey, okay, so technically, theoretically, you accomplished these goals. The reason that you have these powers is basically the same reason that a paladin has powers. It's because you wholeheartedly believe that you did it. Now, later,
In this system you're running, you start off with nothing.
Right. What he's trying to do is and finish your thought, Shadow. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're good. Literally, now later down the road, that could pose a problem. Later down the road, I show up with freaking the anti kumbayaist and basically destroy your entire character's mental psyche because now your character is lost and confused because your character doesn't know what the fuck they are anymore. But the reason your character doesn't know who they are anymore is because they believe that they did all this. They have the powers that they did all this. So what do you mean they didn't do all this if they have all the powers that come with doing all of this? And that is good RP for them to have to work through. B, it's absolutely hilarious for me to watch. And C, they get to play their character.
Right.
What
Now,
if it doesn't go as how you see it to be planned?
now,
Then it's an average D&D campaign.
right. I mean, and this is the thing too. Like, as a DM, you have to be flexible because if you're not flexible with your players, it's like, can I run a standard D&D game? Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Nope,
But-
I'm not able to.
For me, a standard D&D game, it's old-fashioned. I mean, it's good for new players. It really is.
Dungeon crawls is what I'm referring to as just a plain D&D.
Right.
Normal. What's
Well-
your version of normal?
You know, straight out of the player's handbook. No flavor,
Yeah.
no added homebrew.
The Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
Oh God, don't. Oh wait. Original Curse of Strahd or new one?
Yes.
Because the original is better.
You want to know why the original is better?
Because the Strahd was actually horrifically strong and was terrifying.
Well, and this falls in line with my problem with how certain monsters are utilized. Okay, so Strahd, for those that don't know, that have never played, is a vampire. Technically, he is based off of Dracula, or heavily influenced by whatever you want to go with there. But the reason why Strahd is so terrifying is he is a old vampire, a accomplished magic user, an accomplished fighter warrior type. So not only is he insanely strong without a weapon, but give him a weapon, he's also really good at it. And then on top of that, he can cast magic, right? Now, what makes
He
Strahd
covers the whole Holy Trinity.
right by himself,
Yeah.
with no other help, right? Now, the writers of Strahd effed up hard, and they know that they did because in the notes for DMs like myself and you guys, it told us to nerf him because they wrote themselves into a corner. Because he's super smart, super fast, super strong, like all of the
He has a
supers.
major weakness.
What,
It was in
sunlight?
the original version. No, not sunlight. It's an actual sunlight blade.
Which is fine.
Because he controls the realm, he creates the massive mist that form that block out technically the sun.
Right, which is
He
fine.
controls the realm you're standing in.
But here's the thing. There's only one thing that can hurt him in existence, and he
Yeah, but
just
you know
let
who's
that thing
touching-
exist?
No, he can't destroy it.
He
But he
can't
knows when he
destroy
touch-
it. What is stopping him from ordering someone else to pick it up and throw it into a volcano?
Because I haven't seen a volcano in the islands, but
Or into the ocean.
Or
but
that. Or,
if you throw it in the ocean, it ends up in another realm and then returns because of the gypsies.
Okay.
Because
What
they're
I-
the only ones who can get in and out of the realm.
what I'm trying to get at is the reason why I have issues with Strahd, right? Like, not personally, I have nothing against the writers or whatever. It's they did not balance him well,
Or
right?
no, the combat's not balanced and whatnot.
Now,
Well, yeah, might
the
as well say
same is true with players. And hear me out. This is how my brain works. Bunch of spider webs that connect somewhere, right?
Yep.
It's players operate very similarly, right? A level 20 player is not the same as a CR20 creature, and that is a hill I would die on.
yes, especially when you send a bunch of dragons after them and they just wipe them in 3 turns.
Well, here's the thing, right? The problem with the monsters and creatures in your world or any world is they're usually tailored, right? You have orcs that are your combat fighters. Some of them can use magic, but most of the time, lift heavy object, drop heavy objects on enemy, right? Then,
Yeah, now you have to work on your mechanics and whatnot.
right. What I'm getting at is, and I urge my players, play to your background, incorporate that background into how your character is going to act. Now, you can utilize, okay, the background to sort of set your baseline for your character. And you can grow, right? As a character, you can grow. A great example would be Iron Man from the Marvel Universe. When you first meet Iron Man, he's kind of unapologetically evil. Like, he doesn't care that the weapons he's selling is winding up.
Well, no,
In
he does care. He wasn't aware.
what I'm saying is, okay,
It make him money.
Like
hear me out.
he wasn't aware it was ending up in enemy hands. By
He-
seeing them ending up in enemy hands is what changed the whole thing.
Actually, I'd argue what changed his mind is them kidnapping him and torturing him.
That too, but he also noticed them having his weapons. They weren't supposed to be in their hands.
But
He
Like-
wasn't aware of them having them.
the point that I'm making is the character development showed by that character throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It wasn't like sudden, because even after he was like, no more selling weapons, immediately creates a worst weapon. Literally
a weapon
responsible
before that.
for Ultron.
He
Literally,
wasn't the only one.
huh?
He wasn't the only one.
Okay, but the point that I'm making, if it wasn't for him, Ultron wouldn't exist. So he went from sell weapon bad, create mega AI.
On there.
What?
Yeah.
He wasn't the only one who helped develop it.
But
At
But
least in the cinematic universe.
what I'm
But-
I don't know
trying,
about the
what
comics.
I'm trying to
but
explain.
he
Go ahead.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say what he's saying though is like, okay, so he wasn't the only one that worked on it, but with his hand in it, it most likely because Iron Man is Iron Man. Iron Man is smart, right? Iron Man is smart, and Iron Man has a lot of money. So the Ultron project gets sped up exponentially
Yeah.
just by Iron Man being involved. So
Yeah.
yes, technically, he could have him not being involved could have stopped Ultron. Him being involved sped up Ultron. Like either way, Ultron's going to exist. The problem is, like what he was saying, because of Iron Man, Ultron exists now.
Right. But it was playing to his backstory. That was the whole point of that. His
Yeah.
backstory is that he sells weapons and he's this roguish character.
His
And
backstories was him being a genius.
Okay, fine. Genius. Also sells
Because
weapons.
a weapon doesn't integrate with AI. Not exactly.
Okay. The point that I'm making is throughout the series, the backstory played a part, which is what this whole podcast episode is about, is how to incorporate backstory into your campaign setting. I use an example that most people can connect with, which is Iron Man. Every 6-year-old boy out there knows who Iron Man is. Every 50-year-old man, for the most part, knows who Iron Man is. So across the board, I say Iron Man, and everyone's brain went click. Yeah, I know that guy. So I use examples that people can relate to. And the reason why I use that example is because his backstory never changed, but it did influence his future actions, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to take the MCU as a D&D game, yes, the character changed. You can argue his alignment changed. A lot of the different things about him changed. But
Yeah, it's called character development.
but those old ways that were ingrained in him are still there, which is why things like Ultron happen, or like the fact that, again, instead of him coming home, cutting off the weapon making part of his company and reinvesting that into something else, right? He immediately went and made another weapon, which is the Iron Man suit. So, yes, and in his head, he's like, I'm doing this for the betterment of everyone. But at the same time, it's like, I'm doing this because I can't trust anyone else to hold on to this except for me, which is why he didn't want to hand it over to the government, right? He fought them on the whole, you have to give us the Iron Man suit. And he's like, no, I don't want to, right? And that stemmed
they stole
from...
it.
Huh?
They stole it.
Right. But that stemmed from when he was in that cave and he saw what his weapons in other people's hands were capable of, right?
Yes.
So that's incorporating the backstory in with the character and gives context and reason to his actions. It's not just greed. It's not just super quick, easily explained away reasons. These are complex sort of layers to his character stemming from that backstory.
I got a question.
Yeah, go
Not
ahead.
about the Iron Man one, but oddly enough, not really. More of the Norse stuff. What if the backstory starts poking holes or create plot holes in the actual campaign story?
Okay.
How do you fix that one?
Can I get an example?
Yeah, I'm
newer
confused.
Marvel?
Oh,
So-
okay, no, hold on.
Like,
Following the Marvel, like,
yeah, we're gonna follow the Marvel since
Okay,
they have
okay.
plenty
No,
of
no.
examples.
that's totally fine. I thought you meant like an actual D&D campaign situation you were dealing
Now,
with.
if I go off and do a different D&D campaign, most people probably won't know. As you said, Marvel is a good example.
Okay, so with plot holes, we call that retconning. For those that aren't familiar with that term,
Well, no, there's plot holes in retcon.
right. So actually, a better example, and an example that pisses me off, is Resident Evil franchise.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't know much about Resident Evil, and I know there's a lot of fuck-ups in there.
Oh, no, it's
you
bad.
Oh, I
you
know
mean
it's bad.
retconning the
Like,
entire story
literally,
every,
two different
every
games.
Okay,
time?
No.
So with Resident, I'm going to use Resident Evil as an example of this, right? And then
Which
I'll go
one?
back to the Marvel, all of them.
Which one?
I'm going to explain.
All of them?
I'm going to
As a
explain.
whole.
I only know a few of them offhand.
I'm going to explain. So Resident Evil 1 and 2 are very closely linked because they were directed by the same guy, right? But after 2, Like, you go through the whole movie, they have this end part, and
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
don't know if the movies or
okay.
games.
The movies, not the games.
Oh god, it's even
So,
worse.
movie 1, movie 2, very similar, hand in hand, chocolate and peanut butter,
Yeah.
great. Movie 3, they took the ending of movie 2, were like, yeah, no, that didn't happen. Gaslight you, this is what's happening now. That's a
They
bad
did the
way
same.
of doing that, right?
They did the same thing with the Terminator series, plot holes and the retcon that did nothing.
Right. Now, a good way to do that, following the Marvel example, I mean, the easiest is the multiverse theory, right?
Well, yeah, but that is so overdone and horribly abused. It's lazy writing.
Well, it is now, but
Well, no, it's lazy writing back then. Even Stan Lee said it was lazy writing when he did it.
But again, my point is a good example of that would be the multiverse. And the reason why that's a good example is it doesn't devalue everything your players did. That still happened.
It can actually.
Okay.
You killed your main villain in your universe, so the main villain in another universe just popped over and killed your guys.
Okay. Hear me out.
And the multiverse can actually kill campaigns.
Hear me out. Because I have a multiverse. That's how all of my they're all linked to the same universe, right?
Yeah.
The way
your
that
campaigns
I
are all
make that
different.
work, huh?
But each of your campaigns are different.
Correct. The way that I make that work is 1, I take a lot of notes. 2, it's
I need to work on my notes.
and 2, the easiest and laziest way is my worlds are very bare bone. So anything the players do affects the world permanently.
Unfortunately, I usually build up through physics and laws and whatnot, so my world, mechanic-wise, is not bare bones.
But that's
But as you say, I let my player do things which change the world and would have interactive ability.
but that's
Apologies.
that's the issue you're running into. Because you put so much detail, you almost write yourself into a corner. Because
laws and physics.
yeah, you can
Not
have
more.
laws in physics. A character can be like, I want to, give me a crazy example. Oh, I want
I had a
to.
player make nitroglycerin. No, actually, liquid nitrogen.
There you go.
Dark Ages.
Hey, I want my character to make an explosive. Okay. I don't want to wind up on a list somewhere, so I'll just have you roll like a history check, right? See if it's even possible.
It was.
And if it is, cool, you did it. If not, one of multiple things could happen.
Well, they were trying to make a fire explosive and accidentally got a cryo explosive because they failed.
But the point that I'm making is I keep my worlds bare bone so that the players can flesh out the story for me. Yeah, you can argue that's lazy, but
Hold up, you're going off a story and whatnot. My characters flesh out the story. My world just has the physics where you have the rules. It's literally the game mechanics.
okay,
That's what I described was game mechanics.
which is fine. The point that I'm trying to make is you asked how do you deal with plot holes,
Yeah.
right? One, you should sort of know where your story is going. 2, I've had it happen where the players killed a key NPC that would have led them down a specific road to get the information they wanted, right? So going forward, it became harder for the players. They had to work harder to achieve the same end result because they did what they did. Does that make sense?
Hold up. Killing a main character doesn't create like a plot hole in it.
Okay.
It's an interactive world.
What? Okay.
A plot hole is like you have a MacGuffin that leads to a MacGuffin that leads to a MacGuffin. Here's the end boss. How it got there? Don't know. And a retcon is like saying we need faster than light travel, but we already have a faster travel method, but we need this one to get away.
Right.
Okay, that wasn't a retcon. Technically, that was a retcon in the Marvel series, but
Okay.
oh yeah, no, technically the other Jacob's correct. It would be a retcon and a plot hole there.
What I'm trying to get at, right? I'm trying to answer your question, the one that you posed, right? So the example that I gave was the players killed a vital NPC to complete the mission or the task that they were given. Okay? That NPC is dead. How do you go about fixing that?
You find a note on their body.
Either you find a note on the body, or you create a new NPC, or you do something to put them back on the path, right?
But why would you let the player, the important character NPC die? Why would you put it into a situation where the character would be in that said situation for the players to kill them?
Because, okay, so the reason why I did that, okay, is because if for some reason you couldn't kill this NPC, and it's the only NPC you can't kill, that raises more questions for your players than it answers.
Hold up. How would your players know that's the only character you can't kill? Would they test it by murder spreeing? That'd be more of a role play and you working out how they could have survived and whatnot. But why would you put the NPC in that situation?
Because the characters had to interact with the NPC. The players were paranoid and just assumed this person was evil and slaughtered them. Now,
Okay.
here's the
Why
thing.
couldn't it just be an illusion?
There could have been a lot of ways you could have dealt with it. But the way that I chose to deal with it was, okay, the NPC is dead. Moving forward, I have to push the players back on the path, right?
Yeah.
And also reel back, because if I made them that paranoid, where it was kill rather than wait around and find out what was going on, then I did something wrong as the DM, right?
No, I can see that. Yeah.
So that's my point. There's a lot of different ways you can handle the same situation. Like you said, it could be a note on the body. It could be a hologram. It could have been an illusion. It could have been...
Well, actually, technically, if you're gonna go off, you made your characters paranoid to begin with, your player's character to begin with, and you make it an illusion. That actually ain't gonna help anything.
And that's my point.
I didn't hear the context beforehand, or I did, and I got it all looped in my head.
No, you're fine. And that's the point. Is there's... what's that phrase? There's 100 different ways to skin a cat, or whatever the phrase is.
There's only one way to do it, right? No, it's technically a light bulb. 100 different ways to make a light bulb, only one way.
Right. Oh no, it was...
I don't have the right thing either, apparently.
Oh, actually, I think I know the quote. I think it's... I didn't fail to make a light bulb 100 times. I found 100 ways to not make a light bulb. Something like that.
Yeah, no, that sounds better. Yeah, that sounds better.
So, but following that...
There is a skiing the cat line as well. I don't remember that one,
Yeah, I don't remember that one either. But the point that I'm making is D&D is not a one size fits all.
Oh no, it's not. It's a giant sorting machine of cans from hell.
That's actually pretty accurate. I
I'm thinking
picture
like
it
one
as
of
an
those
Amazon
recycling
warehouse.
stations. It's a recycling station, right? And it's just everything's just all the recycling, and you have to sort it all. And there's just trash like in between. You're going, hold on, let's get back to the main story. Wait, I thought the party was made of magnets. Shit, I lost them again.
But
Anything you're gonna say, John Tarn? You've been quite quiet.
I'm running on barely any sleep, so I'm more or less along for the ride this time around.
Got anything to say at least?
Oh, I can say that I know how it can be to deal with players that do things that you don't expect. I've had a party manage to detonate a false Hydra that they weren't even supposed to encounter yet.
Ah.
They were
Detonate.
They were supposed to come back later, and after instituting Taco Tuesday in the world, they this
Understandable.
specific player decided they were going to set a bomb in this house because they had an ominous feeling from it. And I don't exactly remember how because of how long it's been, but they managed to put together a large enough bomb that they managed to take the head clean off of, well, one of the heads clean off of the false Hydra.
But you didn't do that. There's a second false Hydra. All I know is I do not implement false Hydras. Those things are bullshit.
They were supposed to come back later to face it, but for some reason, they thought they were going to pick a fight with it at a low level. And then somehow managed to defeat it.
Oh, don't worry. I was a player in this one. And we managed to sever the tail off of a red dragon with high-grade explosives.
Fucking hell.
C4, liquid nitrogen, not liquid nitrogen. Why do I keep saying liquid nitrogen? Nitroglycerin. What was it? Napalm. It was 5 different explosives stuck up its ass. We lived. It's only alive because it had fire resistance.
Alrighty then.
What was it? We did over 500 points of damage or something?
But as for the topic we're discussing, I did better bouncing off of the debate that you and DJ were having while he was still here.
Yeah. Apologies, I got a little heated into that. Oh, I had to sort out the emotion I was feeling.
No,
But apologies if I got a little heated.
No, it's fine.
It shouldn't be. This should be a podcast, not me yelling at a person and them yelling back.
I didn't take it that
Oh,
way.
it is fun.
You'd be surprised how often that actually occurs in podcasts.
Oh, I know. But I don't want it to devolve into, let's get ready to rumble!
I'm not Keemstar. I actually have morals.
No, that's from Clay Fighter.
Or who's the other one?
But no.
That's popping right now. Shoot.
I don't know.
What was I gonna say? But no, I think we did pretty good.
Oh, for integration, like, my failing, because I keep failing to read a certain person's nobility background, finally read it. So I was going, oh God, I should have used this a long time ago. God damn, I should read more. key thing about integrating backgrounds into story is 1, DM, read it. 2, DM, read it. 3, DM, take notes.
Is it specifically the one member of the party on Sundays that's
The great and
from Waterdeep?
powerful... The great and powerful scribe. Who sleeps with
That's
everyone.
what I thought.
No, I kept forgetting to read his background. As for that one character that I integrated pretty well is because I helped create the background. And that's what I was trying to get at before, is that the player itself shouldn't just create the backstory, it should be integrated with the DM. Because I've seen games where everyone creates their backstories and there's no mingling possible. Like the DM practically just gave up because it was, you're from that side of the world, you're from that side of the world, you're from that other dimension who already lived through this world. What? But no, when you're party cohesion and whatnot, you really need to commune with them and talk it through instead of them making a story. Because I've found more outrageous quests by the player themselves making the story. Although, when the player themselves tell you you can make it, say fuck them, you're helping me make it. Because I've screwed over a few players if I was in complete control. Worse so than DJ. Although I haven't exactly seen all of DJ's stuff, so I can't really say that. Let's say, worse so than Domino. Wait, no, damn it, I haven't played Domino either. That sounded so bad.
Kinky.
I can play with your dominoes.
Whoa.
It has a grand effect on you. 117 times, too.
Whoa there. No, I think the reason why myself do well in most campaigns is I just go with the
You
flow.
are chaos incarnate.
I am chaos incarnate. My character's a
I'm
walking
off.
war crime.
You're not a walking war crime yet. Sheppy was.
But that's the thing. It's like, see, on one hand,
I don't know.
you want
You're
your
walking
players. It's a balancing act. You want your players to have complete control over their intellectual property, their PC, right?
Well, yeah, but if they don't know the lore of the world or anything, they could make an their player that has no, like, I built a demon creature in Eberron. I was not aware that that doesn't happen in Eberron. I couldn't do it. Like, I gave so much stress to the DM, they didn't know what to do.
That's where communication is very important.
Oh, I know. I wasn't told the exact lore. I should pay attention more. But no, that's like self-research, and the DM needs to input the lore. That's why it's a grand help when you create a campaign in a universe that's you can easily have access to. But I have realized I'm not good at that. If I make my own lore, I'm better at memorizing it and implementing it better. I have more leeway in it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Domino should experience that. He has a lot more of his own lore and whatnot. It's a lot easier than using someone else's, right?
That depends.
I'm asking you because you play with your own lore more often than I do.
No, I'm answering you. It depends because I have a good memory for historical events. So
Oh yeah, but you're not using like Dungeons and Dragons raw lore, are you?
no.
Yeah. Like if you played a Dungeon 5e game, you'd be using that universe normally.
No.
Unless you're like all three of us and just go whole homebrew on it.
The issue
Ignore
I
that
have
part.
with standard lore, as it were, is
I like the old lore from the other games because it was much more deep and dark.
well. What happened with D&D is that over time they simplified
Oh, I know.
because they wanted to be more commercially easier to consume as a product.
Oh yeah, no. like another game I played, it's based off of the simplified versions of the mechanics and everything, but their lore is in depth. You can have in-depth lore with simplified mechanics. It's the mechanics that push people away, not the lore, normally. Ignore Warhammer. Ignore Warhammer.
Why ignore
No simple
Warhammer?
mechanics exist there.
Warhammer will always be one of my favorite worlds when it comes to lore.
Oh yeah, but it has that love dark lore. It has everything deep. The mechanics are the main thing that keeps people away is the price tag on it. You should know what that means, right?
Oh yeah. it's the same issue people are running into with D&D, because as messed up as it sounds, the more people that get into D&D, the more expensive the products become, because
because
people know
they're
they can
finally
charge.
learning- Oh no. Well, no. There's the reason why it's becoming more expensive because they keep separating it out. Like Warhammer 40K, for example, you need the core rule book, your faction rule book, your excessive rule book. You don't need your core rule book? Originally, you needed the core rule book.
I think I've just
I'm not counting Google on that.
decided on something. Well, this is random, but I think I've just decided on something to incorporate into my homebrew world.
What's that?
No,
For
it's
an-
funny. My person here is not
for
being able to do it, other things. Yeah.
For
sorry.
a great old one, I'm going to add in Zoidberg.
Yes. Despite how retarded that is, it works perfectly.
No, you gotta make him a great old one of healing.
No, don't do anything. Just be Zorborg.
No, get it? Because he's a doctor.
Well, yes, but the great old ones are something beyond our knowledge. You can't fathom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Medical
So why not
science-
Zoidberg?
Medical
No, Zoidberg works perfectly. Just don't give him a title.
It's
Have
Dr.
him keep
Zoidberg.
guessing what the
Is-
fuck Zoidberg is.
The meme is to say why not Zoidberg.
Wobbuffet.
But we have been going at it. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here, guys.
It felt like a shorter one. Oh no, the migraines coming back.
It's just shorter than the one we did last week. Last
Wow.
week was an abnormally long one.
How long was last week?
Almost 3 hours.
Over 2 hours
Oh,
compared to
How
our
you-
normal hour.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're quarter past the hour mark.
But you guys want to give your outros?
I am still working on it, but it involves dreams and guiding you. So, if you want me to go first?
You can if
Go
you
for
want.
I don't like leaping. And now stage fright has hit. Goodbye. Anyway, come on. I don't know why this is more stage frighty than anything else. All right, I have to look at the audience for this one, don't I? How many audiences? 2 people? That is still bad. For me.
I mean, from what I can see, it's just me.
Oh. I'm embarrassed to do it to you. Thank you for that. Build myself up for a non-existent audience, and then you say it's just me.
I mean, I'm not looking in mod view. I don't know who all's in chat lurking. That counter's sometimes glitchy.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the chat would be a part of the view.
Chat's part of it, but I don't have it pulled up to show me who all's in chat currently.
Anyway. I'll see you in your dreams, guiding you to your desires. And that's all I got.
Alrighty.
Very proud of it.
Well, everyone, this has been the D3 podcast. I'm Jontaran. And of course, In accordance with the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal,
Oh, fuck you.
I bid you all adieu.
Alright,
Did I get the
guys.
gun sound right?
This is Domino Effect 117. Don't add to or subtract from the current population. If you're going to be stupid, be smart about it. If you get arrested, hire a lawyer. Have a good evening.
No. Say nothing.